I don't want this to happen to somebody else. It's been an awful experience.
An Indianapolis woman looking for love on a local dating service says after spending thousands of dollars, she's not satisfied. This is CBS4 News at 11 o'clock. I'm Debbie Knox.
And I'm Trevor Shirley. Bob Donaldson's got the night off. That woman called the CBS4 problem solvers. And as you'll see, Jill Glavin uncovered a lengthy history behind the company she hired and companies associated with it.
Looking for love? These days you have plenty of options, maybe too many. According to NASDAQ, online dating is a billion-dollar industry, and it's one Tricia Seacrest knows well.
Yeah, I've been on all of them. OkCupid, POF, Match, Our Time.
Seacrest is in her 50s, a widower with 2 grown kids. After she lost her husband of 25 years unexpectedly, she took some time and then decided to jump back in.
I've been using the online sites and I'm just not getting anywhere.
She wanted something better. When she saw an ad online for Indianapolis singles and found out the company was staffed locally with an office in the city, she thought she'd found it.
It was like perfect. This is exactly what I want because she told me everything I wanted to hear. This is the member spotlight.
She signed up despite the sticker shock.
I mean, I was a little shocked at the price.
Seacrest says she paid $4,000 for a mid-level package. It included access to an online database billed as exclusive and full of members at her level. Even better, she says the company told her it did background and credit checks.
What would you do if you won the lottery?
A month later, she showed up for a photo and video shoot and finally got her password to access that database. That's when she says things started to change.
Once she got into the database, there was hardly anybody in there, and not the caliber that I expected. Profession-wise, inactive.
On top of that, many of the profiles she showed us were listed as inactive. Seacrest says a woman in the office told her not to worry and to pick as many men as she was allowed to each day.
She goes, but if you do that, you're going to have so many dates, you won't know what to do. I've had one response. One date, 2 dates with the same guy.
When we first talked to Seacrest 2 months into the service, not a single person had initiated contact with her, and a majority of the men she reached out to did not respond. At that point, Seacrest started doing her research, and so did I. Indianapolis Singles has an A- from the Better Business Bureau, and they're an accredited business. The president of the company, according to both the BBB and this Indiana business license, is John Marigi out of Dallas, Texas.
Eric, sit down, we're not done yet.
That's a familiar name to our station in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Dude.
I am floored right now.
Back in 2007, WITI investigated Marigi's company Great Expectations. They reported allegations of coercive tactics, high-priced contracts, and unhappy customers.
Oh!
As a result of that investigation, the Wisconsin Attorney General sued the company, and the Attorney General in Arizona sued another company associated with Marigi. Those companies were required to pay a total of $1 million, including refunds to clients.
I've not seen a situation.
I took this to the BBB's Tim Maniscalco. After seeing what we found, he pulled the Indianapolis Singles page offline and told me its accreditation is now under review by the BBB.
We've also discovered that there are about a half a dozen other related companies in other related BBBs in several cities around the country. We've notified them of this.
That includes Chicagoland Singles, Seattle Singles, Minneapolis Singles, and Phoenix Singles. Plus, Maniscalco told me Marigi is associated with Columbus Singles, which has a C+ rating, and the Dallas Dating Company, which currently holds an F rating. Between those 6 companies and Indianapolis Singles, clients have filed a total of 92 complaints with the BBB in the last 3 years.
What we want to do is really have a system-wide look into this, investigation into this.
The Indiana Attorney General's office has also fielded complaints. It sent me a list of 13 since 2014. Reasons for complaints included misrepresenting quantity, quality, and terms of contract, unsatisfactory performance, and refused to cancel contract. I contacted Indianapolis Singles to get their response to all of this.
My name is Elle. I'm the director of Indianapolis Singles.
I was able to get the company's director on the phone. She told me she did not know about the BBB's review and needed to go to managers above her to speak with us. The next day, Indianapolis Singles manager emailed me saying the company decided not to issue a response to our story. As for Seacrest, she told me she'd like her money back, but she doesn't expect it. The contract she signed says Indianapolis Singles does not grant refunds of any kind.
It's a little embarrassing because I'm a lonely old lady, but and I had to go to a dating site to find somebody. But I don't want this to happen to somebody else. It's been an awful experience.
Since we first talked to Tricia, she did have one gentleman reach out to her. She also showed me emails where a manager pointed out other men to her who could be matches. Still, she filed a complaint with the Attorney General's office, and they have picked up her case for mediation.
Jill, what's the status of the investigation into these companies?
Well, all 5 BBB locations, including Indianapolis, right now they're planning to coordinate and make a decision about these singles companies. That could take some time. While that happens, we do want to hear from you. If you've been a client, whether you had a good or a bad experience, you can reach out to me at problemsolvers@cbs4indy.com. You can also call our hotline at 317-677-1544.
Again, thank you, Jill. We also have some breaking news to tell you about right now at 11 o'clock. Bloomington police tell us that they've got a new batch of heroin in town that is causing a huge spike in overdoses there. Police say that since yesterday afternoon, they have been called to 10 ODs. Now, they believe the spike is tied to a tan-colored heroin and spice. They're also working to find whoever is dealing these drugs.
CBS4 is learning major new developments in the investigation into a deadly Florida fire that killed 4 young sisters. An investigation by Aisha Hasni from our news gathering partners at Fox 59 discovered accelerants were found in only one part of the house. Originally, investigators said accelerants were found in several parts of the house. The private fire investigator criticized the state fire investigators, questioning whether the investigation was botched from the beginning. Now, just last week, the head of state police was asked about the accelerants.
Were the accelerants found in that house in multiple parts of the house,
They
or
were.
one part, multiple? Okay, because that was another point.
And that's as far in the details of the fire that I can go.
That's okay.
And state police say after further investigation and lab results, they eliminated those other locations of an accelerant and narrowed it down to just one spot.
New at 11 o'clock, some scary moments for boaters tonight on the White River. The Indianapolis Fire Department responded to a chain reaction boat rescue. IFD tells us that one boat got stuck on the Broad Ripple Dam. They radioed the yacht club for help, and 2 other boats got stuck trying to help them. Nobody was hurt, but IFD warns boaters to stay off the water when currents are swift and water levels are high.
And tonight, the Pacers have a new power forward. The team used their #1 pick to take TJ Leaf of UCLA in the first round of the NBA draft. We're going to have more on this pick and others with Hoosier interest in a live report from Bankers Life Fieldhouse, coming up later on in sports. Also tonight, no new developments on the future of Pacers star Paul George, but this photo is getting a lot of buzz on social media. Take a look right there. It was taken from Geist Reservoir, showing George's home with what appears to be a moving truck in front. You can stay on top of any moves regarding PG-13 by downloading the CBS4 Indy mobile news app.
Well, the city of Indianapolis is drawing the line where the city of Carmel wants to build circles. A lawsuit filed hopes to stop Indy's neighbor to the north from building roundabouts along 96th Street. New at 11 o'clock, CBS4's Nick McGill is live along the Marion-Hamilton County border to explain how this turf war has become a war of words.
Yeah, that's right, Debbie. And right now it appears to be a finger-pointing game. The city of Indianapolis pointing its finger at Carmel, saying they're violating state law. Meanwhile, Carmel pointing its finger at an Indianapolis City County Councilwoman, saying if you want someone to blame, look no further.
I think that the destruction, the hurt that they will cause economically to the businesses along East 96th Street will be greater than the benefits realized.
That was Indianapolis City County Councilwoman Christine Scales back in March, referencing plans the city of Carmel has for several roundabouts to the area of 96 and Keystone. It's that approach to their plans that the city of Carmel says led to a current legal dispute.
Many said, the roundabouts themselves will pose a problem, but the construction might well do us in before we even get to that point.
Earlier this month, the city of Indianapolis filed this lawsuit saying Carmel is in violation of state law and moving in on their territory by moving forward with the plans for a roundabout at the intersection of 96 and Priority Way. The lawsuit says, quote, Carmel has not secured an interlocal cooperation agreement with Indianapolis for the project. Instead, they intend to exercise their power inside Indianapolis without one. It then goes goes on to say Carmel's violations of Indianapolis jurisdiction is irreparably harming the city and would render corporate boundaries meaningless. So far, legal representatives with the city of Indianapolis say they won't comment on pending litigation. But the city of Carmel points to Councilwoman Scales directly as reason for their alleged violations. The statement reads in part, "We have previously, as a courtesy, entered into interlocal agreements. However, when the councilwoman from this district in Marion County refused to discuss it with us or bring it to the city-county council, we had no choice but to proceed. Now it appears both sides are headed to court."
Now, we did reach out to Councilwoman Scales about a reaction to that Carmel statement. She said right now she thinks it's best that she consult with legal counsel before she says anything. For CBS4 News, I'm Nick McGill.
All right, Nick, thanks. Earlier today, IRS agents targeted 3 used car lots in Indianapolis. CBS4 cameras saw agents raiding Chicago auto sales and the neighboring Bulls auto sales earlier today. Both businesses are located on the Near East side of town. Agents searched the cars on the lot, opening up trunks and even looking under seats. Some agents were seen carrying boxes of documents out of the business as well. However, tonight the IRS is not saying exactly what they're investigating.
Simply put, this case is about the defendant's disregard for the well-being of patients.
And a Noblesville company is accused of mislabeling drugs, leading to 13 newborn babies receiving painkillers that were actually double the strength they were supposed to be. Federal charges were handed down today to the owner and former compliance director at Pharmacon. Prosecutors say the company failed drug potency tests 70 times, distributing drugs that were too weak or too strong. Paul Elmer has pleaded not guilty. Caprice Bearden is expected to be in court next month.
It's like a miracle that he's alive right now.
Metro Police are searching for at least 2 people who knocked on the front door of a Southside home and then shot the 18-year-old who opened the door. Tonight, Jeff Persifield is recovering in the hospital after being shot 5 times. His mom tells CBS4 that 1 bullet grazed Jeff's cheek, 3 others shattered bones in his arm, back, and feet. The family says bullets flew through the home, narrowly missing others. They believe this actually escalated from a fight over a stolen bike.
A bicycle that's not even worth $20 probably.
And I hope they find you, and I hope you rot and deserve every bit of punishment you get.
Now, if you have any information about this case, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers. And we're learning more about a deadly crash in Shelby County. The accident yesterday morning claimed the life of a young mother and critically injured her husband. And now the community is rallying behind that family to support the couple's 3 young kids.
CBS4's Haley Bull spoke with the family tonight and joins us with their message. Haley?
Trevor, while the community rallies around the 3 young children Wells leaves behind, her family is reminding you to hug your loved ones a little tighter.
Keep them close.
That's the message Tammy Staggs is holding on to.
She was the most loving person in the world.
As she remembers the life of her 29-year-old daughter, Haley Wells, cut short.
I hope this never happens to anybody else.
The loss of a mother of 3 young kids, ages 2, 3, and 5.
Tonight, I have to explain it to the girls, and it's going to be hard. I know being that young, they're not really going to understand that they're not going to see their mommy anymore.
Wednesday morning, Staggs says Wells and her husband, Jeremy Wells, had just dropped off 2 of them at daycare on their way to work. Police say a driver traveling on State Road 44 went left of center, striking a dump truck. The truck then swiped another truck before sideswiping a van and crashing into Wells' car head-on.
I know the angels were there to take her home.
Wells died at the scene, and her 34-year-old husband was taken to the hospital.
He's doing a lot of surgeries and everything, and we're just kind of hoping that he can get better, and still praying.
And it's prayer helping get them through.
She's leaving here to do greater things in heaven, and God has special plans for her. I believe that.
Police say they have not charged or cited anyone in the wreck. A daycare, Nana's Playhouse Daycare Ministry, is accepting donations for Wells' children. Live in the newsroom, Haley Bull, CBS 4 News.
Haley, thanks. Tonight, vigils are being held all over the country this week to remember a Muslim teenager who was brutally murdered walking to her mosque for prayer tonight. Hoosiers of all faiths gathered to honor Nabra Hassanen. A candlelight vigil was held at the Indiana Interchurch Center to remember the 17-year-old from Virginia. Here in Indiana, Muslims say they are fearful to live their truth, but today's vigil was about spreading a message of peace in hopes that the community can learn to work together to prevent such acts.
It could have been anyone. It could have been any of my friends. It could have been me. And that's what really strikes like a chord of fear in so many people.
Here in Indiana, for people not to take for granted that there are some people who feel as though they can't worship the way they want to without endangering themselves.
The call to action from tonight's event was for all of us to have open conversations with people who don't necessarily share the same beliefs as we do.
Well, after months of closed-door meetings, Senate Republicans have finally revealed their plan to repeal and replace the Affordable Care Act.
We'll repeal the individual mandate so Americans are no longer forced to buy insurance they don't need.
You can put a lace collar on a pit bull and it's still a mean dog.
And Democrats are stealing a line from President Trump on how he described the House version of this bill. The 142-page draft bill ties tax credits for health care to income, age, and geography. It also cuts Medicaid more gradually and allows states to decide what are essential health benefits. GOP leadership wants a vote before the July 4th holiday. Democrats are pressing for more time to debate the amendments.
And Hoosiers who buy their health insurance from the Indiana Exchange will likely end up paying slightly more for their insurance next year. Today, the state released initial filings by the two remaining companies which plan on selling policies on the marketplace in 2018. A Celtic insurance company is calling for a 24% rate increase, bringing the average 2018 premium to around $452. CareSource Indiana Incorporated is seeking a 2.2% increase with an average premium cost of just under $424. And with the Anthem and Medwise companies pulling out, that means around 77,000 Hoosiers will now have to find another option for health insurance. Earlier this afternoon, I spoke with a local insurance expert who tried to put these proposed increases into perspective against other plans that are being offered on the market.
That rate increase is not so dramatic that it's different from the other options. The bad thing is there aren't a lot of really great options. And the ACA plans, certified plans are becoming more expensive, and the networks are becoming more limited.
Now, Republicans say fewer options and rate increases show the Affordable Care Act is not working. Democrats, however, say the Trump administration caused too much uncertainty in the marketplace. The two companies which pulled out yesterday cited market uncertainty as a major factor in their decisions.
Well, sad news tonight for the Colts organization. The team's first coach here in Indianapolis has died. Frank Kush coached the team for 2 years in Baltimore and then one season here in Indianapolis. He was 88. Colts owner Jim Irsay released a statement tonight saying Kush will be missed, and they called him a true General Patton of the gridiron.
A northern Indiana man's quick thinking not only saved his life, but that of his family's too. Take a look. Antoine Gray and Tamara Lancaster woke up in the middle of the night to find smoke and flames tearing through their Elkhart home. Immediately, the couple grabbed their newborn and climbed onto the roof. Antoine knew they only had one option: jump and have her throw the baby. Take a listen.
How I was able to stand up and still catch my baby, it's pure adrenaline. It's the only thing I can think of, pure adrenaline or God.
Now, the impact of that fall shattered Antoine's heel and fractured his knee. Tamara also broke her heel, but thankfully their baby was okay. Fortunately, the couple's other kids were spending the night at their grandmother's house.
City of Fishers is hoping to cut down on road rage incidents at a busy intersection. A second left turn lane has been added in the northbound lanes of Allisonville Road at 146th Street. Fire department posted this picture to Facebook. The added turn lane will also hopefully ease traffic in that particular area. A lot of traffic up there.
Yeah, there is a lot.
Some rain headed our way, everybody.
A whole lot of rainfall coming our way, but it's looking like it's going to start a little bit later. We were thinking earlier this evening before 5 o'clock. Now it's looking more likely after 5 a.m. But once the rain moves in, it is going to come down hard and heavy at times out there early tomorrow morning. Dry right now, a couple of sprinkles going on across central Indiana. We're watching this area across Wisconsin, back into Iowa. Showers and storms about 300 miles away, so it's going to take a while before that rainfall moves in here. So we'll stay with a few sprinkles over the next couple of hours before the heavy rainfall moves in later overnight. Right now, a mild 72 degrees, wind from the south at 10 miles per hour. The high today did make it up to 84, so an average day of weather across the area. In terms of rainfall, it's looking like about an inch of rain across the area. Some spots south of Interstate 70 might get as much as 2 inches of rain. We do have a flash flood watch in effect from tomorrow morning on through 8 o'clock Friday evening for the south central part of the state. That is where the rain is going to be heaviest. CBS4 Future View shows showers and storms getting going toward northwest by 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, but heavy rainfall will start to close into the area by noon. Heavy rainfall over much of central Indiana, and then after midday, most of the showers and storms primarily south of Interstate 70 in the flood watch area. Drier air will come in and clear skies out tomorrow night, and we'll have clear skies throughout the day on Saturday. Full day of sunshine, cooler temperatures, and lower humidity over the weekend. We'll stay cool early next week as well. By Monday of next week, we'll find temperatures running about 10 degrees below the norm. In the overnight forecast, down to a low temperature in the 70s. Strong storms are likely moving in by a sunrise. Wind from the south at 10 to 20. Tomorrow, the wind southwest 15 to 25 miles per hour. Expect a high at 78. Heavy rainfall is likely, especially early in the day. And the 7-day forecast from the Weather Authority, cooler over the weekend. Sunshine on Saturday and Sunday with high temperatures in the middle 70s. Dry this weekend and more showers and storms are likely on Monday, the high at 72. Heavy rainfall likely for the morning rush hour. Lighter rainfall later on tomorrow afternoon.
At least it's looking like we can get some of the rain out of the way for the weekend.
Yes, it's going to be a great weekend.
All right, great. We'll take it.
NBA draft going on. We're all watching to see what happens at PG.
Yeah, and as of now, the Pacers are trying to move into the post-Paul George era, but there's still no deal, and he is still technically a Pacers. But they did welcome in a new Pacer player, taking UCLA forward TJ Leaf. We'll hear from the 18th pick, and we'll tell you all about his deep-rooted Indiana connections coming up next.
Get up to the minute before breakfast with Frank. Plus, with Angela's breaking news alerts, Lindsay's forecast, and Rachel's traffic reports, we'll help you avoid a misstep that could throw a wrench in your day. Watch CBS4 this morning. Tomorrow morning, old school meets new school. See how one little girl is using a popular app to help her lemonade stand raise money for the kids at Riley.
Strong thunderstorms move in just in time for the Friday morning commute. I'll have an hour-by-hour look tomorrow at 5.
It's Mattress Firm's 4th of July sale, and we're celebrating with our first ever daily deals. Get amazing deals on everything from free pillows to 50% off mattresses from brands you love. So get huge savings and daily deals during Mattress Firm's 4th of July sale.
Need to earn more money? Then start your own business selling overstock or return merchandise. Where to start? Check out liquidation.com. They have large quantities of overstocked or return products from several of the top 10 retailers in the country that you can get for 70 to 90% off retail. And they've got a warehouse here in Indy. Bid on the items you want and arrange to pick them up at the liquidation.com warehouse for no additional fee or have them delivered to you. That's all it takes to get your new business off the ground. Get started with liquidation.com. That's liquidation.com.
Start your summer at Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield. With hundreds of new Fords in stock, many finance options, and transparent pricing, you get more for your money at Andy Moore Ford.
Take $13,000 off a new Super Crew F-150 or get a regular cab F-150 for only $19,900. Lease a new Ford Escape or Explorer for only $249 a month.
So wherever you go this summer, start at Andy Moore Ford and get more for your money.
Find your new Ford on our 40 acres at Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield.
I came to Good Feet to prevent pain. If you have good arch supports and your feet land the right way, you're taking good care of yourself. And that's what I wanted because I feel protected. So where I used to run and walk at a slower pace, I go so fast sometimes my shoelaces untie. It's true, my shoelaces go. Does that happen to anybody else? I'm Joy, and that's my Good Feet story.
See for yourself with the free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
The Ford Summer Sales Event is on.
I'll jump out and guide you back. Easy, son. This is going to blow your mind. Whoa. Awesome. That is really cool.
Take on summer right with Ford, America's best-selling brand. Now with summer's hottest offer. Get 0% for 60 months plus an additional $1,000 on top of your trade-in. During the Ford Summer Sales Event, get 0% for 60 months plus an additional $1,000 on top of your trade-in. Offer ends July 5th.
Indy Sports Central, presented by Ortho Indy.
Welcome into sports. I'm Trisha Whitaker. Well, the 2017 NBA draft is nearly in the books, and it has almost come and gone with no news of a trade involving Paul George. But Indiana did have the 18th pick, and with that, they took UCLA's TJ Leaf. The 6'10 forward averaged just over 16 points a game in his freshman year with the Bruins. Leaf actually has some deep-rooted Indiana ties. His father, Bradley Leaf, grew up in Indy, played high school basketball under Jack Kiefer at Lawrence North, then went to Evansville to play college basketball. And his mother is also from Evansville, and Leaf believes that he can bring a lot to this Pacers team.
I just think with my ability to stretch the floor and pass, I think I'll be a really good compliment to Miles in the post. And just everything they're doing there, man. And I'm a winner. I mean, I'm really competitive. I love to win, and I'm going to bring that to the team. And then just unselfishness. I like to be unselfish, so I'm going to bring that and hopefully get the ball moving a little more. And I'm just super excited to get out there and start working with the team.
So he sounds pretty confident, but what do the Pacers think about their new pick? For more on that, let's send it out to our Lara Overton, who's been at the Fieldhouse all night long. Hey there, Lara.
Hey, Trisha. Well, we know that the Pacers had a close eye on TJ Leaf several weeks ago because they brought him in for a pre-draft workout. And during that workout, head coach Nate McMillan said that he noted Leaf's skill, his basketball IQ, his versatility and ability to stretch the floor. McMillan also said he had some time to talk one-on-one with Leaf during his time in Indy and said that the young forward made an immediate positive impression.
I think he has a great feel for the game. I really love his spirit. He came in, workout was really good when I had the opportunity to speak with him. A very positive kid, very confident kid, believes in team basketball, believes in playing the game the right way.
And McMillan did say that he expects Leaf to make an immediate impact, but he doesn't want to get too far ahead of himself. He said the immediate priority will be getting him in to play in some summer league games. Of course, the Pacers do still have one pick remaining. They have the 47th pick here in the second round. After that, we are expected to hear from Pacers president Kevin Pritchard. Live from Bankers Life Fieldhouse, Lara Overton, Indy Sports Central.
Coffee, all right? It's going to be a long night for you. The first area star to be taken, you're looking at him, IU sophomore OG Anunoby, picked by Toronto at 23. Anunoby is still recovering from a torn ACL suffered last January, an injury that could keep him sidelined his rookie season. But for now, he's definitely on cloud 9. And just 3 picks later, Big Ten Player of the Year, Biggie Swanigan, heard his name called by Portland at 26. The double-double Boilermaker machine is an inside-out star who's a beast on the glass. And tonight, at his draft party, he said he'll fit in pretty well with the Trailblazers.
I've always been a player that's had to prove everything. Chip on my shoulder, Damian Lillard's been a player that's proved everything. Came from Weber State, watched him when I was young because I came from Utah. CJ McCollum, guy from Lehigh, I had to prove everything. And being into an atmosphere like that, it's like, man, you just get on court with a whole bunch of dogs that are like you that just, they didn't get the notoriety until they got to the NBA and proved themselves.
All right, so congratulations to Caleb Swanigan, OG Anunoby. We'll see TJ Leaf soon here in Indy.
All right, thank you very much, Trisha.
All right, thanks a lot. Stay with us. We'll be right back after the break.
For one day only, this Saturday at the Room Place, get unbeatable July 4th savings with not 20%, but an extra 25% off store-wide. Plus 4 years free financing. No one saves you more.
At the Room Place.
Maestros lead with authority, exactness, inspiration. It's that kind of performance that deserves a standing ovation. Ladies and gentlemen, lead like a pro. The GMC Acadia.
Current GMC lessees can get this low-mileage lease on this 2017 Acadia SLE1 for around $239 per month. See your Central Indiana GMC dealer.
No matter where your taste takes you this summer, there's only one place that keeps up with the many flavors of you. It's your summer, your way at Speedway. Get a 32-ounce Speedy Freeze, fountain drink, or tea for just 99 cents.
We're on the way to convenience stores of Speedway.
The Ford Summer Sales Event is on.
It's gonna work. I promise you. We can figure this out.
A little help?
Hold on, Mom. No, Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi. It's not a question. It's a thing.
Take on summer right with Ford, America's best-selling brand. Now with summer's hottest offer. Get 0% for 72 months plus an additional $1,000 on top of your trade-in. During the Ford Summer Sales Event, get 0% for 72 months plus an additional $1,000 on top of your trade-in. Offer ends July 5th.
Okay, movie night. Who sees the remote?
You don't need it. Alexa, search for family movies.
Well, hey.
Wow.
You did that without a remote.
Alexa, play Ghostbusters.
Oh.
Right.
Hey, you guys really have it all figured out, huh?
That's what we do.
You bought a zoo?
It's what we do.
Introducing Dish with Amazon Alexa, letting you control your hopper with just your voice. Dish, tuned into you.
That feeling, only better. The thrill of stability-enhancing suspension and steering. Standard in the fun-to-drive, turbocharged Volkswagen Jetta.
Hurry in and lease this 2017 Jetta S for just $149 a month. Visit VWDealer.com today.
For one day only, this Saturday at the Room Place, get unbeatable July 4th savings with not 20%, but an extra 25% off store-wide. Plus 4 years free financing. No one saves you more.
At the Room Place.
Expect a soggy Friday morning across central Indiana. Some scattered showers around for the evening hours. Heavier thunderstorms toward northwest will be here by 7 a.m. Off and on rain throughout the day. Heaviest early in the morning. Lighter rainfall in the afternoon.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Chris. Thank you for watching tonight. We appreciate it.
Late Show with Stephen Colbert is next. Have a great night.